Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT in Forza Horizon 5. This one is the MSI Gaming Z Trio version of the card. It comes already overclocked to these values right here that you can see in MSI Afterburner. As usual, we are using the latest AMD drivers, Adrenaline Edition 22.8.2 at the time of recording this video, and you can check out all of the GPU specs right here in Tech Power-Up's GPU Z. It has 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory, 5120 shading units, and it released in 2021. Over on the left, we're pairing it with a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32 gigabytes of RAM. Also, resizable bar is enabled here, and let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, let's go for the settings first. We're starting this off at 1080p, and we're also going to test this one at 1440p, 4K, and 8K resolutions, 4320p. Let's go back to 1080 here. Over on the graphics settings, we're using the extreme settings preset, and I think we're also going to test it out using ultra settings because it's way less intensive than extreme, and it looks almost the same, although a lot of people say that it doesn't look the same, but at least to me, if I'm not seeing things side by side, I can't really notice that much of a difference. And oh my goodness, 190s over here. That is crazy. Let's start counting the frames here. Wow! If you're looking for a high refresh rate experience at 1080p resolution in Forza for some reason at extreme settings, 6900 XT is absolutely insane! Holy crap, GPU utilization is not even completely maxed out at times. That's how crazy this is. Damn, okay, we're gonna go to the big city as always because that's really intensive. It is almost touching 200 frames per second. It might actually do it in just a little bit. That's completely crazy. Wow, and look at that GPU utilization. It's not maxed out, guys. It's far from maxed out. It could actually get like 220, 230 FPS with a faster CPU, like a 12900K, 12700K. But of course, there's no point in getting more FPS than these, especially because this is 1080p resolution, and I don't recommend many of you to play at 1080p with a 6900 XT, you know, unless you are an extremely competitive esports player and you need the best of the best to achieve the highest FPS at 1080 resolution. Yeah, you should go for 1440p or higher. Damn it. Okay. Also, I remember getting higher FPS with the 3080 Ti, but that's probably because we were playing in single player with the 3080 Ti, and here with more people playing in the map, you know, it gets a little bit more CPU intensive, and that's why the CPU sometimes is a bottleneck here. So, yeah, it could definitely achieve like 200 plus FPS at times for sure. I'm just gonna go here to this area because it's more intensive. This is beautiful though. Look at that, 200s here. Wow, such an insane experience at 1080p. I don't really like 1080p resolution, honestly, these days, because I'm used to play at 4K, but I can't deny this is super impressive performance. Holy, oh boy, okay, everything is fine. We didn't really crash. I want all of those points, so let's not crash. Let's just wait for a little bit here, okay? And take a look at the trees around us. Yes, very good performance. All right, there we go. All good now. You know what? I thought of playing this game at ultra settings as well, but I don't think it's gonna be needed. Maybe at 4K and 8K it will be, but here at 1080p we just see more of a CPU bottleneck. Although right now we're fully GPU bound, where I thought we were gonna be CPU bound, honestly. But yeah, it's dropping into the 140s at times, so sometimes you won't even max out a 144 Hz monitor, which is interesting because it dropped to like 141, as you can see right there. Such a shame. This is horrible performance, guys. No, it's fantastic. Okay, let's go. Ooh, 103 FPS minimum there. Of course, getting out of the tunnel is the most intensive thing that you can do in Forza Horizon 5, weirdly, and it's still not a problem, obviously. Like 100 FPS minimum with close to 200 on average is just insane, right? So let's go up to 1440p, a way more reasonable resolution for this card. Here we go, 2560 by 1440, same thing here, extreme settings preset. Didn't change anything, aside from resolution, of course, and wow, still a buttery smooth experience. as expected, obviously, and still super high refresh rate experience here as well. That's amazing, guys. This is absolutely gorgeous like this on extreme settings, and it's so smooth. Damn, this is amazing. Holy crap. This is how my friend has been playing this game, by the way, because he has this 6900 XT. It's his, not mine. He has a 170 Hz 1440p monitor with this 6900 XT, and there hasn't been a game yet, that he told me at least, that hasn't run very well on this. So it's just an amazing experience here, obviously, in Forza Horizon 5, because it's a very well optimized title, and this is like an extreme GPU, right? Like the 3090, for example. It actually competes in a lot of titles with the 3090 and 3080 Ti. So let's go to the tunnel area here at 1440p. I mean, it's just insane, guys. It's really, really insane. And getting out of it, we drop into the 90s, 91. Super smooth, obviously. I really love this experience. You know what, guys? There was a race in the middle of the city, so why not take advantage of it and play through it with the 6900 XT? Yeah, very, very good performance still. As you can see, it's more intensive than when the cars aren't on screen, but with such a beast GPU, you are always going to be first place, aside from the beginning of the races, of course. You're not going to see the cars anyways, and you're going to end up getting like 10 to 20 more frames per second, as we'll see right now in a little bit. Wait a second. Yes, come on, come on. Be faster, please. Why is it not faster than this? I thought it was going to be faster, this car. You know, it's a Ferrari, for God's sake. Yeah, I guess we're taking a better look at the entire city, and now we got a ton of NPCs, like just people seeing the match and stuff like that. That's obviously a little bit more intensive than just running through it or driving through the city. But as you can probably tell, it's pretty much the same thing as we've seen with my usual benchmark run, right? It's just getting like a high refresh rate experience here at 1440p res. Not a problem for the little RX 6900 XT. Not little, it's actually kind of huge. That's what she said. Let's go. I'm gonna finish third place. Could be better. I guess the other two guys were probably cheating anyways, right? So, yeah, we're good. We're good. Anyway, it is time now for us to go up to 4K resolution. I think 1440p is very adequate for this card, but so is 2160p. It's really, really adequate for a 6900 XT. I've been playing my games at 4K with the 3080 Ti for a while, and I've been enjoying all of them. And this card is very, very similar in a lot of games at this resolution to the 3080 Ti. And with 16 gigabytes of VRAM, it could possibly be a little bit better as well. So we just started counting our FPS. We're in the middle of the city once again, getting close to 100 frames per second. That's very, very good, obviously. Wow, amazing stuff. We should definitely try to beat that speed cam right there in just a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now. 69 degrees Celsius on the GPU, by the way. Not sure if you noticed that already, but sometimes it gets it, so it's just perfect. And sometimes the CPU is also at 69 degrees Celsius. It's crazy. Can we actually get like 69 degrees Celsius on the GPU and CPU, 69 FPS and 69 averages? That would be like the perfect situation here. A super, super nice experience, I would say. Anyway, this could still be considered a high refresh rate experience, guys. Because 100 FPS is not like super, super high refresh rate, but it is really, really smooth in a high refresh rate monitor as well. And you don't really need 144 FPS to play this game properly. Even like 60 or 40 frames per second is fine in Forza Horizon 5. So this is just buttery smooth, guys. Amazing, amazing experience. I have seen the other day that the power usage was going up to like 365 watts at times. I'm not sure if it's going that high now, but I noticed that it was happening when I locked my FPS in this game. So kind of weird behavior, you know, but it seems to be stable when the FPS are unlocked. But anyway, where is the tunnel area? We need to go to the tunnel, of course. It's there. Let's go. Also remember, if it gets these FPS in the city, it will get even higher FPS outside of it. like 120, 130 possibly in rural areas or countryside areas, you know. Insane. It's just crazy, guys. And it's so sharp, and I'm loving my new monitor as well. It's 32 inches 4K. It looks so crispy and beautiful, and it's a really good experience. Dropping down into the 80s, and over here 90s, getting out of the tunnel. 73 frames per second is our minimum at extreme settings. I really don't know why I wanted to test it out at Ultra, honestly. Yeah, it's just not needed. You max out the game and it's absolutely fine with this card, of course, as it should. Okay, finally, 7680 by 4320 res. It's 8K. It's getting 35 FPS here in the menu, and the VRAM is actually going over 12 gigabytes, so my 3080 Ti would probably suffer a little bit more here at this resolution because it would be going over the VRAM limits, but sometimes that's not really a problem in this game, so yeah. But at the same time, the NVIDIA cards are a little bit more efficient when it comes to VRAM usage, so maybe it wasn't really running out of VRAM at this res. I don't remember. If you are interested in that, just take a look at my 3080 Ti video. I already tested it in this game, and it was also a very beautiful and amazing experience, obviously. And now we're getting 30s. Maybe it's gonna drop from 30 FPS, and maybe we actually gotta drop it to ultra settings at 8K for it to be more of a smoother experience and playable one, you know? Because if you have a GPU like this, you're probably not looking at playing games at 30 FPS, right? But still, this is incredible performance so far. 30 plus at extreme settings and 8K resolution. And here on a 32-inch 4K monitor, I can actually tell that it's so damn sharp. I can tell the difference between 4K and 8K in this game. And now it's like you applied 8 times MSAA or something like that, but better than that because there is also a lot more detail in the road and stuff like that. It's noticeable, guys. It's noticeable, the difference. And it's so insane that we're getting still playable FPS, you know? If you don't mind the 30 FPS experience and you have an 8K TV, maybe I would actually enjoy the game like this. Doesn't even drop getting out of the tunnel there. Did you see that? And the VRAM usage is not really moving that much either. Wow, it is a 30 plus FPS experience at all times at 8K resolution, extreme settings. How crazy is that? Not crazy at all, considering the price of the GPU, actually. So let's go ahead and drop it down to ultra settings now and try it out at 8K Ultra. All right, here we go, guys. Look at this beautiful 8K Ultra settings, getting 50s at the moment, but this is like least intensive scenario right here, just in the highway, you know. Let's go off-road now and see it with some bushes. Also, can you notice the difference between visuals? I mean, the time of the day is a little bit different from extreme settings. I guess we should probably compare it in the city area. In my opinion, it might actually look a little bit different because the ambient occlusion is worse on ultra settings. But honestly, I would just set the game at extreme settings and forget it and play at 4K resolution with a 6900 XT. I think that's the adequate experience. And of course, if you have a 1440p monitor and you're going for that higher refresh rate experience, 1440p Extreme is also a really good way to experience the game at. Here we are. Yes, maybe the shadows look a little bit better as well on Extreme, and that's a little bit more noticeable. But I can't deny it, it just looks amazing still. Dropping down into the 40s only instead of the lower 30s. Much more stable, but it's still not 60 plus. It would be 60 plus at high settings, by the way. So maybe I'll try that out just to see it. But high settings start looking pretty bad. So I definitely don't recommend you to drop it that far, even if you want to play at 8K on a TV or something. And it only drops to 36 frames per second there out of the tunnel. Still perfectly smooth here on ultra settings, and let's set it to high now. And the high settings look way worse than ultra settings, right? Like the difference from extreme to ultra wasn't really that noticeable, at least to me, but the difference from ultra to high Yeah, it is quite alarming, isn't it? It looks like we're playing almost a different game. Same thing goes to like very low. If you drop it to very low, coming from low, it looks like a different game, a mobile title. Almost! Oh god. Still drops from 60 FPS here and there, by the way, but it is a 60 plus FPS on average experience, I would say. Maybe in the city it will actually drop by a lot because we gotta render all of those buildings and other cars and stuff like that. But so far so good. It's not bad, you know, it feels pretty smooth. I just avoid playing like this. I prefer like 40 FPS with really good graphics in Forza Horizon 5 and high settings in 60 FPS for sure. If all you want is the crispiness of 8K and 60 FPS, it is possible with a 6900 XT. Not all of the time, as you can see, but it's pretty damn close. But again, I just wouldn't do it. And getting out of the tunnel now, 55. Not a problem. I think it is still enjoyable like this. Even at 8K, you can play it absolutely fine. Even on extreme settings, honestly, it ran really, really well. By the way, that was just me doing this. That wasn't really a graphical bug or something. So that's been it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one very soon. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.